Hey guys, I'm Frank Smith, and this is,
Phil Neville.
and we have got a lot of requests on our Facebook site to review and analyze The Great Gatsby. So we are going to do that. So enjoy.
Yeah, first of all, we'll make a summary and then tell you a little bit about the character and the setting, and make a little symbolize in the text, and come up with the theme in the last.
Yes.
Enjoy it.
So I think I will start with summary. So I'll just begin. So I can say that the Great Gatsby is set off close to New York, a little bit outside, in a place called West Egg, where our narrator Nick lives. He is also our main character, and we get all information about Gatsby and the others through him in the story. He has just moved in at West Egg, where he meets Gatsby short after through Jordan Baker, who is a famous golf player who is in a controversial episode where she cheated throughout a golfing tournament. Mr. J. Gatsby, a wealthy and mysterious man who owns a massive mansion next door to Nick, spends a good chunk of his evening standing on his lawn and an equally mysterious green light across the bay. He holds all his parties in a desperate hope to get Daisy, his old lover, to come and see him. So that's kind of the main theme in the story.
Yeah, great.
So now we'll move on to the analysis of the characters.
Yeah,
So you want to tell a little bit about Nick Carraway?
yeah, of course, I can tell you a little bit about him. Nick Carraway is our main character in the story, and he is our primary sources of information about the other character in the story. He's meeting this mystical man, Gatsby, calling in the story. But first of all, Nick is Daisy's cousin, which makes him able to observe and assist the sudden resurgent love affair between Daisy and Gatsby. Because these two have a going on affair in the story. Nick is observes choice to narrate the novel, which acts like a personal memory in his expressions with Gatsby. So Nick, can we also say, is like we follow Nick from his point of view in the text. So yeah, Nick is kind of the main character in the text, across from J. Gatsby. But now, Frank would like to tell you a little about J. Gatsby.
Yes. So I'll tell you a little about Gatsby, who is a young man around 30 years of age who has become very wealthy throughout time. But behind his distinguished facade, he achieved his goal of becoming wealthy by participating in organized crime, which mainly included distributing illegal alcohol with his friend Mayor Wolfsheim. Gatsby despises poverty and longs after wealth and sophistication. He went to college at St. Olaf's, but after only 2 weeks, he couldn't bear the job as a janitor anymore. He had to pay his tuition, and thereafter he met Daisy Buchanan when he was young as a military officer in Louisville before he left to fight in World War I. So yeah, that's kind of Gatsby. So Phil wants to tell a little bit about Daisy Buchanan and Tom Buchanan. So take it away.
Yeah, Daisy Buchanan is Nick's cousin, like I said before. But Daisy is also a young woman from Louisville, Kentucky. She is an object of Gatsby's love. As a young woman, she met Gatsby, but Gatsby decided to go in war, and they decided to split up. So 5 years after, now in the story, in the novel, we are seeing them together now again. So Daisy is also like the main character in the story. So yes.
Yep, and I think Phil also wants to tell you a little about Daisy's husband Tom. So you can,
Tom is coming from an old wealthy family, Chicago family, perhaps, and has going in college with Nick, so they know each other from the past. Nick's also living in East Egg. It's across from West Egg. So he is living in the wealthy part. He's playing pool, but also coming from a rich family. So that's why he have all those money. He's also having a lot of affairs, seeing a lot of women's in the text.
He's seeing Myrtle Wilson, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's married to Daisy Buchanan,
Yep.
but he's cheating her, as we said before. So yeah,
Okay. Then we'll move on to talking a little bit about the narrative perspective. So, as we said before, Nick is our narrator in the story, and it is through him we get all information and thoughts about all the other characters in the story. That's why we see everything from his point of view, so that the reader can identify oneself with his thoughts and action.
should I take settings?
Yeah, you can take the setting if you want.
The story takes places in three primary places. First of all, we see the place Westake, where the more normal people are living. Across from Eastake, where the more richer people are living, and there in Westake, Gatsby and Nick are living there. Eastake, Daisy and Tom Buchanan are living there. And the second place, third place, is located in New York, where Tom has his apartment. So Westake, Eastake, and New York are the three places where we are located in the novel.
You could also say that the Valley of Ashes is an important place in the text because that's where George and Myrtle Wilson live. They have a little car shop there where they also live, and therefore Tom comes by a few times in the story to speak with Myrtle.
Yeah, and it's like New York and Eastake are between this place.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. Then we'll move on to talk a little bit about symbols in the text, and we have chosen to talk a little about the weather because we think it's important. So I'll tell you a little bit about that. So the weather in the story is one of the major symbols throughout. The weather seems to kind of constantly match the emotional and narrative tone of the story. Gatsby and Daisy's reunion begins while there is pouring rain outside, proving a little bit of awkward and melancholy mood. Their love reawakens just as the sun begins to come out. Gatsby's climatic confrontation with Tom takes place on the hottest day at summer, under the scorching sun. Wilson kills Gatsby on the first day of autumn, and as Gatsby's dead body floats in his pool, a symbolic attempt to stop time and restore his relationship with Daisy to the way it was before. The green light.
The green light.
Yeah.
What can we say about the green light? We have thought really a lot about it. The green light, we think it symbolizes Gatsby's dream of Daisy. In the past, like in the first second of the novel, we see the green light he can see the green light, but in the end of the story, it seems that the green light is disappeared. So the relationship between Gatsby and Daisy, it seems also to have disappeared. So the green light symbolizes that the relationship between Gatsby and Daisy in the story.
You can say that he's longing after the green light, which symbolizes Daisy.
Yeah.
And it disappears at the end because after the confrontation between Tom and Gatsby, Daisy is confused and they stop seeing each other.
Yeah.
So
at the end, it seems to disappear because they really don't have any connection to each other at the end.
Yes. And now we're going to tell you a little about our thoughts about the story, Great Gatsby, and if we enjoyed it. I think it was a good story.
Yeah.
You get a lot of details about how the characters are feeling, and it's really intense following Gatsby's love relationship with Daisy. And I think it's a pretty good story. What do you think?
I think it was a really great story, first of all. We also see this symbolized of the American dream when we're following this Great Gatsby hoping after this success. He's searching for this success in the story. So I think it's symbolized also the American dream. So I think it was a great story.
Yep.
Really great story.
We have chosen to give The Great Gatsby 4 out of 5 stars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we think it was a good story. It was well written, really a lot of drama, but sometimes in the story it could get a little bit boring, and you would kind of fall a little bit out because there was so much happening at one time.
Yeah.
But we think it was a good story, and 4 out of 5 stars is our final rating.
And we didn't really like the end.
No, it was.
But if
really,
you have seen the movie, if you haven't seen the movie, you should not listen to what we say now.
Nope.
Gatsby died. That wouldn't be like. No, we didn't like.
That's just what happened.
Yeah. So yeah.
So that's all we had to say today about The Great Gatsby. We hope you enjoyed, and tune in next time.
Thank you very much for following us.
Leave a like.